In order for people to learn, they must have environments conducive to learning. In such environments, skills and talents synergize. We want to welcome you to this seminar, which is titled, Communicating for Motivation, a training seminar for online instructors. Though the world is being helped to learn faster due to advancements in technology, there is a need for improvements at the human interface. One of these is the interface between instructor and learner. It is clear that traditional education is changing, and the impact of online education is sweeping through all sectors, for example academia, corporate, government and society itself. This trend calls for innovations in methodologies. The instructional divide between instructors and learners, especially in the virtual classroom, is quite significant. Despite the fact that most learners are expected to be self-engaging and motivated, research shows that persistence in online classes indicate that student motivation is critical. This has been attributed to the absence of the physical cues which may be found in the face-to-face environment of traditional classrooms. In the virtual classroom, there are students who are struggling with the virtual phenomenon. Can instructors use innovative skills and technology to bridge the gap? How are you going to approach some of the identified gaps in your own instructional environment? Take time to write some notes about some points from this discussion when you pause the video. Please pause the video and review question Apple Alpha. This is in your seminar workbook. We are now going to part 2 of this seminar, but let us review what we have learned. 1. Help learners with conducive environments. 2. Learners need to be motivated to persist. 3. Continuous motivation stimulates learning. 4. The instructional divide needs to be bridged. In the second part, we want to look for solutions to the widening instructional divide. A problem may have a cluster of solutions, but it takes diligence, patience and commitment to unravel the cluster. As an instructor, we advise that you create a special plan to go beyond boundaries and across gaps, to make an engaging difference. Learners in the virtual world need a bridge of communications, so they can ask questions or voice opinions. A consistent flow of effective communication will lead in part to a synergy that takes learning and skills to the next level. What we are saying in effect is that you need to find and adopt one or more consistent communication practices which will effectively motivate individuals in your classes. A tool that will help us in this regard is the Pareto principle, also known as the 80-20 rule. This rule says in effect that 80% of the effects come from 20% of the causes. So, if we solve the problems represented by the 20%, we will effectively be bringing about solutions in the 80%. Your mission, should you decide to accept it, is to identify your bridge. Once identified, use it regularly and measure effects. Record these effects and plan for continuous improvement. This will create a cycle of growth which we hope to review as time goes on. Identified bridges could be emails, texts, blogs, wikis, social media, or any other medium that you may have found. Now, complete the next sequence in your seminar workbook, and thank you for watching this video.